Thank you for tuning in to the Austin Stand-Up Comedian podcast. I am your host, your guest host, Jacques. We'll be doing the podcast today to talk about... I took my French accent as far as it could go, and my dog just left me. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is, for those of you who don't know, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Well, I'll tell you why. I'm reminiscing, talking about the stand-up comedians that were part of the Austin comedy scene before this virus hit. Talking about what I know about them, what I like about them, any kind of first impressions, goofy stories, things of that nature. Hopefully inject some positivity into the comedy scene while we wait anxiously to get back safely in front of microphones. This episode will be featuring a couple stand-up comedians, Mr. Jesse James, Mr. Timmy Schmid, and try not to look at my list, and Mr. Sam B. Mr. Sam B., who I think is in California. I hope you're doing well, man, with the whole earthquake thing. But let's get into it, man. Let's just get right into it. All right. I don't need that from you. Jesse James. Jesse I met at Halcyon. It was after one of his sets. Me and I think AJ started going off about how he kind of looked like Qui-Gon Jinn, and started talking about him doing stand-up in a robe, or like a Jedi robe, and making jokes as if he were Jeff Foxworthy, but centered around Star Wars. Like, you might be a Jedi if... It was a weird concept that me and AJ probably took too far. And if I recall correctly, Jesse just kind of eventually laughed and then left. She probably got tired of it. He's a cool dude, though. I've had a couple conversations with him. He's a real nice guy. He's got a really funny joke about a candle. I'll leave it at that. Leave it at that for you guys to go check him out. But, any specific stories? I see him a lot at Cenote. I've seen him perform there a lot. I like Cenote. It's just a small little compact stage, or room, rather. It's just a patio. But, shout out to Jesse, man. Hope you're doing well. Timmy I met at our open mic, at the Bomb City open mic, when we were still at Austin's Pizza. Maybe he won't like me saying this, but he's got a real Dane Cook type vibe to him, and I love it. He's got some animation to him. He's got some pretty wild bits. He's got a funny bit about paint. He had a funny bit about inserting specific characters into old movies, which that's a really vague description, but that bit was really funny. He had one part that made me laugh really hard, kind of like that Miles joke that I was telling you about, where like I feel like I was the only one laughing that hard, but I was like, dude, you got to keep it because I love it. Maybe selfishly is why I was telling him to keep it, but it was really fucking funny. But yeah, let me touch a little bit on Dane Cook. Is like, I know that the scene turned on him, not Austin specifically, just the scene in general. And I've listened to a lot of podcasts and people talking about him and whatever, but I've always liked Dane Cook. My brother showed me him when I was younger, when he did the special with the black tank top. I've heard stories Bill Burr has talked about him, and like he used to hang out with like Bill Burr and Patrice O'Neal, and like Bill Burr talked about leaving a set and doing really bad, and this guy like threw something at him. And he called Dane, and Dane, like, talked him down. Like, I don't know. I still like him a lot. I actually went and saw him last year with Sean, and Lacey P was there working I don't know what she was doing. She was doing something in the area. And she caught eyes with us as we were in line, and I was like, this might hurt what little credibility I have, but, I'm not ashamed. I like his comedy. So, anyhow, different person, Timmy. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope to see you back out there on the comedy scene. And then Sam B. Sam B, I think I met him at the Parlor. Pretty reserved dude. He's got some funny jokes. Has a very reserved way of telling these jokes. But I had a conversation with him one time at Whiskey Tango, and he was like, yeah, I don't really care if people like it or not. And I was like, all right, cool, man. That seems like a healthy attitude to take. And it is, truly. When I first started going on stage, I went up with the expectation that nobody was going to laugh. Rightfully so. But that's how you get good. Is if you go up thinking, man, this bit's going to kill, it's not. I mean, especially when you're starting out, you're going to bomb a lot. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That needs to be your comfort zone. Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, I've alluded to it in the last episode, is the snow cone set, which I'll eventually get to. That was like the third set I did, or third or fourth, and I just had one set where I got a couple laughs. And by a couple, I mean like maybe one. And I was like, I got this thing on lock. I'm going to crush this set. And I screamed about snow cones for 4 minutes into a silent room. So that episode's coming soon. But yeah, shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Timmy. Shout out to Sammy. Thank you guys for listening. If you're a stand-up comedian, there's a good chance I'm going to talk about you. So keep your ear to the ground. There may be an episode coming out about you. In the meantime, stay healthy. Stay safe. Stand-up comedy will be back. Thank you guys. Have a great day.